Good day, everyone. Good to be back. This is another build session, and today we will be continuing the notes application that we started 2 weeks ago. And we're excited to keep moving and make this into a nice little app. We got as far as building some of the group, how to get into the group or create the groups last time, and we will continue from where we are and try to move into some more functionality. Yeah, it's good to have Eric with us today again. And I think we're pretty ready to just jump back in. Do you want to take the reins, Guillaume?
Yep, absolutely. Let's go. Let me share my screen first. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so let's remind everyone what we are doing. We are doing a really simple note app. So this is the screenshot. It's not the screenshot. It's the a picture of a drawing that Victor made about the app that we are building. Right? It's a really simple notes app. So we have on the left our groups. These are all the groups we are part of. And when you select one of the groups, all the notes for that group show up, and you can see all the notes here, and you can see who created it and whatnot. And then when you click on a note, you can actually see the note. You have checkbox, you have a picture, you have a less edit by, right? All of this is quite simple and easy to use notes app. Okay, so that's what we want. Let's see what we have. So I'm going to move this out of the way. Obviously, there's going to be a link down below for you to watch the first session, because otherwise it will make little sense, right? We've already made a couple hours effort into this, so we already have quite a bit of progress built in. So let's just go in. This is our code, and let's just npm start it to see where we actually are in terms of code. Okay, so we have here our two holochain nodes, and we see that we already can have a profile. So Guillem, and now with an avatar, create profile, cool. And I'm going to now focus on this. So we have a really bare bones. We have our profile here, great. We have on the left the list of groups, although you can't really tell very well. It's as bare bones, but not really being able to understand the functionality. But you can create a group, and the name of the group could be like family, create group profile, cool. And then when you actually go and select the group, then you see the list of nodes. There are no nodes yet, but I can actually go and create a node. So node one with a picture. This one makes sense. Create node, cool, and I can see the node. I can edit the node, and if I go back, I see the node in the list of nodes for the group. Cool, so this is where we are. This is all we did in the last build session, right? For now, it's a simple and usable, private, but more complexity than necessary notes app. Like if you think about it, there is no way to add anyone to your group. So it's not actually a group. It's like you can create many groups, but it's just going to be private, personal groups. If no one can join your group, it's kind of dumb, and it's just your group. So I think that's what we are going to be focusing on for the first, at least the first part of today. Let's see if we can get to the actual correct flow of adding somebody as a friend and then inviting them to one of our groups. So then we can both edit and create notes in our group. Cool. And I don't think I have any questions for you, Victor, as to how to continue, but I hope that makes sense. Do you have any Victor or Eric, do you have any questions for me before I start?
you have to create, if you create a note, it has to be in a group, or you can just hit create note and it just exists as like a personal note. Is there a differentiation?
So what Victor did, the concept of the app, let's see, is there is a private section, and you can
Okay.
think of this as a private group. I'm not going to focus on this for now because I want
Okay.
to get the group flow first, but then we can get into the private group as well.
Great.
Yeah, and I can just add on that the idea there would be that even if you have linked devices that we may come to a little bit later, then that would be like the private group would just be your linked devices basically, and none of the other. But and that could also be like a default thing that it creates this little private group when you start it
Absolutely.
up, and then every other group you have to create.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. Any other question?
Nope. Good. Let's
No?
do it.
Okay, no, I need to go. I need
Oh,
to ready, set,
3,
go.
2, 1, move.
Okay, cool. So let's resituate. So I'm going to here bring up the code. Well, first of all, we need to be adding friends. So let's just add that in. We have the friends module providing all of that for us. So let's see. Victor, we said that friends, there was going to be like a friends tab here or a friends view, right? And you could select and you could see the list of your friends and your friend request. Is that right?
Yeah, I remember that when we talked about it last, it was when you create a new group, you would in that new group menu, or like when you go into a group, that's where you can find your friends and add friends. So that would be a kind of sub thing to a group.
Hmm. What about
Yeah.
friend requests there is, so when you, like in this view, if I click add group, so this is the create group, right?
Mm,
In this view, does that make a lot of sense? Like you need to be able to add members to the group after the group is created, no?
yes.
So you're talking about combining the create group plus the add friends to the group?
Like that would be the kind of manage group view. So this would be the create would be
Aha,
the
it's
manage
not
group view.
cool. So
So I
it's
guess it can be a different but yeah, that would be the things. The first time you go into create, but then it would be manage, and that's where you also find your get to
right.
What,
find your
you
friends.
should be able to add people to a group when you create it too, like when you're creating a chat group on a chat app, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like who is the, in fact, before you create the group, you often select the people and then you name the group, right?
Okay.
For normal user flows.
Yeah, that's right. But you don't. It's tricky to have all of the functionality of the friends also be at
Yeah.
the create group. Um, I mean, let's just try it and see how it feels. Like it's not that big a deal. So I could just import here. Let's see. I need to import my list of friends. So if I import dark soil friend zone elements, no, I think this is, right, this is the profiles provider, right? So like shoelace, this, not shoelace, sorry. So this is the profiles provider, this elements, search users, and I add a search users here. Yeah, exactly. Search users and name is going to be members. Yeah, exactly. So here we have search users. So this gives us all the functionality of selecting friends. And I'm going to make it a bit bigger. Cool. So now I can search for friends here, right? So if I can select Victor, then that's going to bring up like I can select and then I create a group. Cool. And I understand that. I'm not. If we do also the friend requests here, we need to add here the friend requests element, right? So import dark soil friend zone elements friend requests, right? So here it's like you don't have pending friend requests. Like, oh, that's
Yeah. I really see
complicated.
what you're meaning. I mean, if whether like the friends, the actual finding friends and connecting to friends is a separate, could be a separate tab or a separate thing. And we don't have in the basic UI, we don't in the UI sketch, there isn't a separate friends handling button,
Yes.
but we might need that. That might it makes more sense from from my perspective as a user to have that as a separate thing.
Yeah, makes more sense to me too. And then the friends has integration with notifications. So whenever you get a friend request, there is a notification and it brings you there.
Great.
Okay. Does that make sense? And then we have here like a friends tab or something like that, or like what's how do
Could
you
be
see
just
it?
uh, it could be just like a friends button or something where you get so you go to a page which has your friends and you can add friends and get the requests.
But
Mhm.
we call it contacts and not friends
Sure, we can call it contacts, no problem.
because it's usually really do it as contacts, right? Most apps have it as wait, signal contacts.
I would say apps that don't require phone numbers don't say contacts. Most notes apps don't go with contacts. With phone
But
numbers, I
things where
mean.
you're doing sharing does.
No, like if you think about
Really?
Google Drive or you think about
Yeah, Google Drive uses Google Contacts.
uses Google Contacts because they connect with your phone because
It connects with
okay.
G Suite. So contacts is how Google Drive does its sharing.
I mean, yes, sure, we can call it contacts. Although it's not going to be importing contacts from your phone, but we can call it contacts. So where should we put the button? Should we put the button like below the group list?
From the
Sure.
I'm thinking of the UI sketch, but that sounds good. I think
Okay,
there's
cool.
space. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to take out the friend request. Cool. And now if I go to home page, I like this style of it feels like pair programming, but it's like pair designing, which is fun. So yeah, that's cool. So let's see. Yeah, so SL button, right? SL button, which is something like friends. This is a column. Okay, should provide this. Okay, awesome.
For
Probably
contacts.
make it primary. Sorry, sorry. And then when we click it, then it goes to contacts. Contacts. Cool. And when this is contacts, okay, what does it need to render? It needs to render something like okay, let's try something like SL card. Let's try something like this. See what you think about it. So friend requests, and then I guess we do something like contact requests, although that's interesting. Style gap 16. So if I go into contacts request, good, then it's actually called friend requests. You don't have pending friend request. That's awesome. That we can't actually change because it's from the module. But that's interesting. Like, obviously, with more time, we could go ahead and try to change it, but not now. I think this is like this shared styles, right? No. Why is this not a column? Ah, cool. So, and then another card with contacts. And this is like, what's it called? My friends. Yep. Okay. Okay, so how do you imagine this page? These are blocks that display a list of friends and then your pending friend request. And we also need a way to add friends, right? So I guess contact request should only be here if you actually have contact requests.
Yep.
Cool. So I guess I can make it like this is becoming too much for just a homepage. So this is like contacts, my contacts, yes. Contacts, my contacts. Contacts. Styles. Cool. Um, okay. So this is a skeleton. Probably should have this like saved somewhere. Easier to just start doing this kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and copy, paste this over here. And then I'm going to just render that, my contacts. Cool. And then this goes here. And we need to import my contacts, Okay, and then this isn't working. Why not? My contacts. Because this has some error. Okay, cool. And now, yes, we need align items, center. Because the flex basis, let's see, I'm going to do it like this. Flex basis of 6px. Something like this. No, well, kind of, but no, really, because this needs to be flex, this needs to be flex, and then this also needs to be flex. Okay, flex, and I guess something happened. CSS is here, and I guess I need contacts here also to be big. good, starting to look much more like it. And then let's depend on the friends store. So this is like context, friends store, context. So, and then this is a property of friends store, friends store. Okay, something's up. This property, where did this property come from? Ooh, I think my IDE is freaking out. And we were in my context. Yes, it was. Okay, so this is the friends store, and let's see if we have pending friend requests. So const pending friend requests. So here what we are doing is we normally use our modules just by importing them and just defining these blocks, which are like autonomous and they know how to go to the backend and talk to it and perform actions and whatnot. Here we're doing something slightly different, which is we are directly using the front-end side of the module of the friends zone module to consume its state, and whether we have friend request or not, we are going to show the friend request block or not, right? So we are going to say something like const pending friend requests count equals and request status. If its status is completed, then we are going to say pending friend request value, and this is what this is. So it's like object dot is punto length. Sorry, punto means period in Spanish. And then pending friend request count is greater than 0. Now this means that we actually display it, and if not, we don't display it. Good, good, good. We messed this up. Cool, so we are not displaying it because we don't have any friend request. Awesome. Okay, why is this? This is not getting bigger. Why is that? Play, Yeah, I know. Why is this not? Well, with, okay, good. So with, and I guess I need this to be flex 1. Same here. Cool. Okay. So now let's see. Let's go to Dark Soil, the documentation for the friends zone, and let's see what kind of things. This needs a bit more documentation. I see. I see. So I think we need to. I think we need to add a manual way to do friend requests here. So let's just do that. Manual friend request, which is coming from manual friend request here. Okay, so let's see. So here you click here, and this is a manual friend request. Let me go to the friends module, see if we have any other way to do friend request for now. I don't think we do. Ah, right, we have it with the QR code. Yep. Yep. Okay, awesome. So what we are going to do, yeah, this is better. So what we are going to do is we are going to here, I guess, is where it should go. We are going to say SL button, which is going to be at contact variant primary. And when you click on it, it should go ahead and show the friend request QR code. Friend request QR code, which is an element already pre-made by the friends zone. And then shadow root, query selector, friend request QR code as friend request QR code. I think it's show. Let's make sure. No, it's not show. What is it? So this is friend request and just looking at the code. No, because we need to actually do a dialogue ourselves around that. That makes perfect sense. So SL dialogue. So this is going to render it inside. Yeah, otherwise you can already see on here on the right the QR code being rendered. So dialogue.js, and then it's actually the dialogue, the one that needs shown. SL dialogue. I don't think I need this. Yeah, that's good. SL dialogue, label at contact. And there is an option here, which is, let me go get it again. Probably should just save this. So friend request QR code, which is show send code fallback. Exactly. Show send code fallback. Cool. And now if I do this is what gets shown. Cool. It's not show send call fallback. It's not working. Show send call fallback. What's up with that? Show send code fallback is true. It's not doing it, which is interesting. We probably just need to update to the new version of the module. Okay, let's attempt to do that. Next flake update. It's going to go to all the modules, to everything that we depend upon, and try to see if there is a new update for them. Something fishy here. Something definitely fishy. Okay. Think we have a problem with the Friends modules latest version for the UI. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to note it down and fix it later. What I'm going to do now is just depend on the local version. So that's like home, Guillem, projects, Dark Soil, Friends, Zone, UI. Yeah. Good. Move this to friends. And then PM start again. And let's see if we have now what we want. And this should probably be much wider. 6x. Cool, let's see. So ASDF. Contacts, add contacts. Yes, okay, cool. So now we have a way to send friend requests. Sorry, contact requests. So maybe a bit wider. It's already set like this. Cool. Why is this? It should be outside of this. Add contact. Okay, so let's just see what happens. So if ASDF wants to be friends with QR, so they could just scan their QR code, but since this is a computer and it's not prepared to scan QR codes, I'm just going to send this code to your other friend. Cool, friend request sent, and we can already see we have
Nice.
contact request, and we can accept it, and now we're friends. Cool. So all of this is managed inside by the friends module. Yeah, that was fun. This is like a 10-minute let's say a 10-minute process on how to include the friends zone into your app and make it work, wire everything together. So yeah, happy about that. That's cool. Cool. So actually, if I go here now and I can search for my friend already, right? So when I create a group and I have already the search users here, I can just search for the user and it's going to be added. Okay, cool. What we don't have is the actual addition of that member to the group. So let's just wire that up. So let's see. So what we did here is we created a clone cell with the network seed being the name of the group. That's good. And then, right, create group profile. Okay, we had a bit of problems with that, but we managed to make it work. So now in the last session, we did a whole flow on group invites. So just as a reminder, we scaffolded a group invites zone, and the group invites zone is using the private event sourcing, which means that our private event sourcing module, which means that we are not using Holochain as we normally would, as publishing everything to the open public DHT. We are just doing little invites that are private, but that get synchronized to the appropriate people, right? So when we can have group invites with a network seed and a set of agents, we can accept group invites and we can reject group invites. So we are going to make use of this backend, but we didn't go the front end yet for it. So let's actually go ahead and do it. Question, Victor, where should group invites show up? Should it be like another section? Should you only be getting a notification for it and you click on that and then it displays a dialog? Where should that be displayed?
Thinking in other normal apps, you're usually used to when you get added to a group, you just get added to a group. But if we want to confirm
Right.
it, that would be like.
I know, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. And then you just have the option to leave the group if you want. But that
Yeah,
makes sense. Cool.
exactly.
Cool. So basically, what we're saying is that we're not going to be coding UI for this module because we don't want it. It just needs to happen automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Absolutely. Can do. Let's code.
Let's do it.
So when I create a group profile here, I'm going to have the members, right? So members is going to be an array of agent public keys. Let me just confirm that. So fields members is going to be the value that's coming from the search users element, which is really handy, actually, because it handles all this complexity of all of this behavior of being able to search users and actually have the users selected and whatnot. It does all of that. So let's see what happens if I create a new group like this. It didn't, because I didn't actually log, sorry. So let's actually log what we wanted. Okay, so search users. Okay, and this is, yeah, exactly. Cool. This is correct. And now what we want to do is, do we have here, we don't have here the group. Do we have the group invites context? Exactly. We have the group invites context and we have it added here. Amazing. Well done. So now it's like context. Let's just import the groups invites here. Group invites store, which is a group invites store property. Cool. And now what we're actually gonna say is we want to create an invite to that agent. So this.group invites store.client send group invite. No, what invite agents to group. Awesome. Yep. So this is going to be network cities fields.name and then agents is going to be members. What happened here? Cool. Invite agents to group. Cool. And actually we are not caring about this then. We don't want to be accepting or rejecting group invites. It just, no, you just are in it.
Yep.
Cool. So I can just do away with that. We like simplification. Like as developers, we are so happy to delete the huge amount of code. And it's like, yeah, never care for that again. That makes us feel really happy. So let's just do away with all of this. Cool. And now actually what we need to do is in the group invites store, I'm going to listen for any time that we have, yeah, exactly. Anytime that we have a group invite for which we haven't cloned the cell, we are actually going to go ahead and clone it. So the way that I'm going to do this is with an effect, what's called an effect, and we don't have it here. So let me go ahead and copy it over from other projects. I should probably just package this into its own mini thing. So exactly, here we go. This is an effect. Okay, so what an effect is a function. Good. It's a function that it's going to be run every time any of its dependencies changes. So what we want here is we want to get these all groups, right? Okay, so what's going to happen here is, since this is an effect, every time all groups, which is a signal, changes, because we created a new group or whatever, this function is going to get rerun. Right? So we want to say if all groups, actually we haven't even completed, then wait for this signal to actually get completed. Cool. Now we can here say something like, let's create another signal, which is incoming group invites, which is going to be an async computer. An async computer is a signal that will tell the subscriber whenever it changes. And now here, since this is a private event sourcing store, we can get all the private events for this. Yeah, this is how. Okay, yeah, sure. All the private events for this private event sourcing module. So events, and then if the events haven't finished rendering, can return events, and then we are going to, the thing is that we don't actually need much of this because there is only one thing that can happen now here.
Mhm.
So I'm just going to go ahead and return the events. This is a bit dumb, but it would make sense if we start to have more events in the module, right? Cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to depend on the incoming group invites in my effect. So incoming group invites. Oh no, actually, this is really useful and helpful. Actually, we do need to filter. Okay, because what happens is that we are going to be storing the outgoing group invites as well.
Mhm.
So we don't actually want them to be considered here because we are just wanting the incoming group invites. So let's actually filter for that. So incoming group invites should be a record of entry hash v64, which is the type of the ID of each event, and now this is going to be signed event of a group invite. Oh, how do we call it? Group invite. Yeah, that's okay. Group invites event. And this is going to be nothing for now. Record is not generic. This is because this is not a holochain record. It's a TypeScript record, which is really confusing. Sorry, everyone, because nomenclature collision, but just the way it is. We need to be really careful in our TypeScript code, whether we are referring to a holochain record or a TypeScript record. Completely different things. Cool. So now we iterate over the event. So const event hash event of, this is normal JavaScript, right? So object entries events dot value, and if event dot author if this is us, basically, we don't add it.
Mhm.
So if encode this client my pubkey. Actually, if this is not us, we add it, right? So incoming group invites, event hash, event. Cool, so now we are filtering only for the incoming group invites. Cool, and then we are saying if, no, for const. Okay, that presents a problem actually. Because we are not going to be able to leave a group. And then we do actually need to accept it. Because what happens is, if we leave a group and leaving the group means only deleting the clone cell, then this function is going to find that we have
Mhm.
an incoming group invite for which we haven't cloned the group. So we should actually be able to accept. Not really reject, but yes, accept. Am I thinking about this correctly?
And that's the way that I would think is that when you leave a group, it should it should reject, so that next time it's automatically rejected, no?
No, because you maybe wanting to be added to the group later,
Mhm.
right? So now that's a new group invite. That you need to accept. So the acceptance here is just it's just a way. Maybe it's not accepted. Maybe it's left. Yeah, you need to store that you have left the group, not really that you have accepted. Accepted doesn't mean anything, but you need to mark the action of the user leaving the group. Because if not, then with linked devices, it's leaving the group in one device means that you should also leave the group on another device, right? So you need to store that somewhere so that the other device also deletes the clone cell. Okay, cool. So instead of accepting, it's like left, group left group.
Yeah.
Cool. And left group, and we are identifying the group with the network seed right now. It's good. And now this should be leave group network seed, just string. And now we should go here and say left group network seer, network seed, and actually nobody should be notified of that really. Or should they? No, they're already going to see it on the small DHT. Okay. So left group for now, maybe that changes, but we can do that later. Left group network seed is group network seed. Okay, awesome. Cool. And now leave group. Group network seed. Okay, did we do that right? Sure. Hey. Leave group, left group. Ah, it's not left group, is it? It's leave group. Oh no, it's left group. Okay, that's fine. It's better to have it be leave group, no? Like as an event.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so this is leave group, leave group. Cool, that makes total sense. So now we also need to filter that out. So if event dot content type equals group invite, and okay, these are my incoming group invites, and now we are going to say leave group events if group cool leave group events, and this can just be the network seed, which is a string. To write event content network seed. What's up? String, this shouldn't be a string, uppercase should be a string, lowercase. Cool. And now we also need to listen for that. So leave group events, leave group events. If leave group events is not completed, then we're out. Cool. So now what do we want to say here? We want to, for all incoming group invites, that we haven't left and there is no group cell created, we create the group cell.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. But we actually have a problem with this because there is a timestamp issue. So if you leave a group and go in it again, okay, cool. And actually we can just collapse this in groups I should be a part of, I think. Group invites. Hmm. And we actually have to be careful about it because when link devices, yes, when link devices, the only device that it's going to actually be cloning a cell is the device that creates it, but the cell should also be cloned by all other devices, right? So maybe it shouldn't be group invites, it should be create group, first of all. This is all interesting and tricky. Does that make sense? Like the problem is if you have link devices and the only thing that happens when you create a group is that you clone a cell, then your other devices won't actually clone a cell and there is no invite going anywhere. So there is no way for the other devices to understand that you should clone a cell as well.
It's like having a list of active groups
Yes.
that you update would be the.
Yes. So what? Let's see, what's the time? Okay, good. So maybe something like, yeah, I think we need to create group here. So when you create a group, this will actually go to, yes, that's good. So you create a group, this will actually go to all your link devices because the module, the private event sourcing module takes care of synchronizing all of that. And you can already invite members like this. And then the members, is it better to do it like this? Yeah, I think it's better to do it like this. Or what? We can also, if we do away with this, actually, it's simpler, but I think it feels, I think it still works because you can create a group invite that's empty. There is no members. So that's actually going to get synchronized around for you. So instead of group invite, we can say that's actually not very readable or maintainable. It's hacky, basically, right? Yeah, I don't like this. I like doing it the right way. So let's actually have a create group. When you create a group and you know who created the group with this, you have the network seed and you have a basic set of members first, and then you can invite people to the group and people can leave. This is the actual grammar of what we are working with. So let's actually, it's the same as this, right? So create group input, members, and all of these should be members, not agents, actually. Members, create group. Okay, and then this is create group. Cool, this is exactly the same thing. Cool, this is like create group input. Cool, let's go back to client, and this should be members. So create group. Create group. Awesome. Create group. Cool. And now, okay, let's see. Do we have something like this private events? No, we don't have it by type. Okay, that's fine. So what we want to say is okay. Yeah, so it's like groups I'm part of, right? This is the actually important thing.
Yep.
Groups that I'm part of. And this is going to actually be from the incoming group invites and also the create groups. So I'm going to clone this here. Create group events. Create group, and we actually need to go to here and have it like create group. Exactly. So if it's create group, then this is like create group events. Cool. So groups that I'm part of are cool. We need a new here. Cool. Let's comment this out for now. That's fine. Cool. Groups that I'm part of. they are the ones that groups network seeds, which is going to be a string like this. The groups that I'm part of, it's going to be all the groups that I have a create group event for, all the groups that I have an incoming group invite for that I haven't left.
Mhm.
Awesome, cool, getting clearer. So, yes, I know, but I need your timestamp event. Group invite event. Cool, so let's go over hash event of object dot entries this dot create, create group events value. So let's see, and this should actually be a set. Awesome. No, it's this is just new set. Yes, just if event dot content. It already knows there is a network seed. Oh yeah, because there is a network seed in all of them. Cool, amazing. So groups network seed. What is it? Is it like put? What's the API for this? At. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. So we are adding here. We are adding with the incoming group invites added, and then wait a second, because we need to take into account the timestamp, right? So it's like because otherwise, if you don't take into account the timestamp, it's like and then it's better to do it another way. Yeah. Oh, this is we are doing some roundabout, everyone. Sorry about it, but I'm realizing the way that's most simple as we go. So we actually can do it much simpler with something like iterating through all the events following the timestamp, adding and removing the groups that I'm part of as we find a new thing in the sorted timestamp. So we've been doing all this separation of the events, but it's actually not necessary and even harmful to do because you need to take into account the timestamp, and it's just better to do it this way. So what we do is const sorted events, which is an object dot entries events dot value sort, and now this is like we don't care about the hash. Oh, actually, I think we should be able to. No, this is for Rust. JavaScript doesn't really have that. Cool, so that's the hash, and that's the event 1, and then that's the hash, and that's the event 2, right? So now we do event 1 dot event dot timestamp minus the other timestamp, and that's going to give us ascendant order of events, and now we just iterate over them. So really similar to this actually. So sorted events. And now we ask the event which type of event it is. Event.event.content.type. Actually, we can just switch on that. Cool. Yes, this is a better pattern. I like it. So in case this is a create group, we are going to be adding it. In case it's a group invite, we are going to be adding it. In case it's a leave group, we are going to delete it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now we can just return status completed value sort, I know, group network seats, epa. Cool. And now we have the groups I'm part of after all this roundabout. So cool. And now we say for groups, what's this? This, yeah. Group and network seat. Of groups I'm part of the value. For each of these, if all groups, and these are the cloned, cells, if we can't find a group where group equals network seed, then we go ahead and create a clone cell of group modifiers. It's going to be network seed. Cool. And now back to this, we need to change this to be create group members pool. Should this suffice? This should trigger. No, this shouldn't trigger because it should see it's already there. Should this suffice? I think this should be enough. And then we will need to do something else to invite people. Honestly, this is shaping up to be its own module. Like these groups invites. We have been just building it on the fly right now, but this should be very useful in a lot of different contexts. And for sure, the way it is right now is not flexible enough to handle diverse use cases and whatnot, but it feels like a really common pattern to have like a lobby DNA where no real app stuff is happening, it's just handshaking. And then that's where the group invites module would live. And then every time you get a group invite, you just clone.
Yep.
And then you actually do the thing in the cloning. So yeah, this is actually how it happens a lot of the time. You just build and then it's like, wait, this can actually be usable in other contexts, right? So maybe we do something about that in the foreseeable future.
Yeah. It would be the same for like, say you have a game and you want to create an instance of the game and there's a number of players and then you'd have the same thing, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. So let's add a contact. Copy this, paste it here, friend request, waiting response, accept the friend request. Everyone is a friend now. They're all really happy. And now I can search for QR. And now it's the moment of truth. So what should happen is should create a group and this. It's probably, we've been coding for a while. It's probably going to fail the first time. So let's see. Yep, exactly. So what happened? No, that's fine. The group invites, we have a problem in our arguments. So let's see, group invites line 51, which is create group. When we say create group, We are asking for network seed and members, and let's see what we are actually sending in. Create group members, network seed, create group. Members. What are we sending here? List of members. Create group. Because yeah, sure. Let's have another event. Because this is just a single public key. Cool. Right, because there's that thing of, okay, so this is a little bit annoying in the way that forms work. These are the native forms API for the web, basically, which is, it can, if only one member was added, it just returns that member's public key. If multiple, then it returns an array of those public keys. So we need to do a little bit of pre-handling now. So members array, which is array is array. If this is an array, members, then we return the members. Otherwise, we wrap it in an array. Cool. Hey! That just boom, boom, boom. Everything just worked. Cool.
And there's an interesting rolling around of the group names in the.
There's a really interesting rolling around of the group names.
I like the group animation.
Yep. So what we should do is all groups should be sorted. Yep, exactly. So let's just see what happens if I go ahead and create a node over here. It's not showing up in the other. It's showing up. Cool. So we've been able to do the basic flow of contacts and add a contact. And now when we have a contact and we want to create a group, we can add contacts to that group, and then anyone inside that group can edit and create nodes. So if I go here and I edit it, ASDF2, save, go back, it just creates it, edits it on the other one. Cool. Obviously, there are a lot of rough edges right now. But Victor, what do you think should be implemented now? We could do the invite members to the group. Right now, only when you're creating a group, you can invite members. So we can add that. There's also possibility of doing notifications. There's also the possibility of doing search. We could also do like a UI, revamped UI. The UI is now ugly. We could just make it as close as possible to your sketch. What do you think?
Well, I think we talked a little bit about having one more session next week on this. So maybe that's when we do more of the UI stuff.
Makes sense.
And then I think adding the possibility of editing the members,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff to make sure that the functionality is there.
Yep.
Feels appropriate to me.
Yep. Absolutely. So should there be another view to see the members of this group? Because right now there is no way to view the members of the group. And I don't see it in your sketch as well.
No.
So
yeah, I'm just thinking normally that would be like the name of the group. Maybe even have the amount of members or something. Maybe or you just click the name of the group. But then you get to this page, and currently, so maybe on the top of the page is the name of the group also.
Okay, so here?
Yeah.
Cool. And then you click on it, and then it shows you the list of members.
Yeah. And
Okay,
that's
let's
like
try
if you're
that.
thinking about it, the other chat apps and stuff, then that's where you would add or remove members. You could do that also there.
So I think that's include detail. No detail. Yes, this is where we should code this. So let's see. This is in this route, right? I'm sorry. First of all, I'm going to go here and do. Where is it? This routes outlet, and this is a row. I'm just going to do this, otherwise it's hard for me to ignore this non-gap over here. Sorry, that was
Good.
just for my mental sanity. Cool. So now we need to add a. It's not. Is it a button or is it not really a button? Let's just see how a button looks like. So a button would look like this. Family, no, family. A button would look like this. Nah, it's not a button really, is it? Or is it?
Good question. I mean, if it's meant, feels okay if it's meant to bring up a dialogue, but as a title thing, more maybe like that it has an arrow or something next to it, or something like that that would bring something up. I'm not sure.
The other alternative is to do like this, right?
Uh-huh. That feels closer to what I would expect. Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. So members create node. Good. And even create node could be placed somewhere else, but yeah. Cool. So now when you click that, you should go to members, and that's just
I
a
would
new
put create note on the upper left-hand corner of where the notes are.
upper left.
I wouldn't put members with create note like that because you're gonna hit create note more often than you're gonna add members. That's like an adjusting field of the thing.
Yeah.
Create note is the most common action, so it should be a lot more distinct than create members. It's very rare that you open up a group and you're like, I'm adding more people to the group. Ideally, you're adding more notes than people. You should be more distinct.
I mean, that makes sense, Eric. Thanks. What about this then? Because this is another style pattern that apps use to I'm coming, right. 16px and bottom 16px, which is just no, position relative. Oh no, that's bad. Really bad. So this is not what I meant. I want to put this button over here. The bottom right. And like make
That's
it
for create note or for add member?
create node. That's a design pattern. I think it's called a fab.
Yeah.
A favorite action button, which is like the most prominent action that you want to do in a page, is like layered on the bottom right on top of everything else.
Great.
And to add, like we are thinking about this as a mobile first UI
Yes.
eventually. So that would be where like bottom hand on the phone would be where you have the most easily.
Okay, makes sense. So let's see why this is not because this is not display flex. Yeah, exactly. So group detail should be display flex. I'm tempted to just have everything display flex by default, but we don't have that. It's like it's a opinionated choice. So
Can I ask another order of operations for like developing it question? Is like I I would think it would make most sense to have the name of the group be above the notes on the left-hand side. Like this one, let's say this is like the family group,
Yeah.
and it would be the group would be above it on the left-hand side. And then next to that, I would have it be like a little edit bar. Because the members is actually editing the settings of the group, and the group might have other settings other than members at some point. So having it be like a settings is feeling the it doesn't really matter for the thing that we're making right now. I don't. This is where it is. It's like it would be something I would want in the long term. And should we just I just be like, oh cool, whatever, or is it useful to say that kind of thing at this stage, or better to
Yeah.
say it next week when we're working on the UI more?
No,
You
no,
know?
it's good. It's good. I think it's good, and I think it helps us like understand how we see like these are really common UI patterns and UI design patterns. So it's good to be sorry, wrestling with this because it will inform other kinds of UIs that we make. So yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So that would look something like span class title. That would look something like family here, and then members here. Something akin to this?
Yeah, except I would have members be settings, but yeah, that's what shows up for me. Or maybe members is off to the right, maybe it's just a hamburger menu instead, because it is normal to have the hamburger off to the right-hand side. That I don't know what the more common thing is. That would be a good thing to ask June.
Hmm. Hmm. This
But
pattern
this is good
feels
for now. Let's stick with that for now.
okay.
Does that make sense to you? Does that feel good to you, Victor, for it?
Yeah, I think because I had the thing that I didn't have in the sketch was the actual name of the thing, but I this feels pretty solid to me. It feels like something I would be used to. And maybe yeah, like you were saying, that it's just like an edit, like like a icon of just a gear or something, instead of having it be members.
Yeah.
At the point, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That's easily done. I guess we do it like this because this can actually just be a circle, and then this is just an SL icon of the gear. No, settings. This is not what we want, is it? Let's just try. Nope. So let's just go, and this is the set of icons that we use, which is the material design icons. Cock. It's called cock. So the cock. Okay, something more like this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now we have
Yeah.
cool. And now this is fill. Cool. And now this is variant primary, and this is a cell icon, a slot prefix, and it's like a source, it's NDI plus. Okay, starting to get there. Seems I don't need this, do I? Oof, right. Should be 0 actually. Cool, and actually we have already enough padding as it is, so right should also be 0. Okay, starting to be something like it. Cool. Yes, and then then when you click on the cog. Oh, first of all, this should be the actual name of the group, which actually is just network seed. Network seed. And this should be settings. Settings. And in settings, probably just back. And probably we just wanna go back. And here we are going to have the list of everyone that is in the group. And then a button to add members to the group. So let's see, how do we get who's in the group? We need to go back to the store, do we? And gather everyone. No, it's probably simpler than that, is it? No, it's not simpler. Okay, let me just think. Right, okay. So can I do this? Store client, do I have my client? I have client network info. Does this contain calling network info or DNAs? That's good. And then network info, fetch pool. No, it doesn't contain our peers. Okay, so we can't really use this. So yeah, I do think, do we need another mechanism for this? Because, okay, so if you created a group and you invite the group, no, we just need that all creates and invites get to everyone in the group. And if that's the case, then everyone can just recollect who's in the group. Yeah, exactly. Good. So here, this is just going to be group members. And we can just have another one of these be like group members. Group members. And I'm just going to do away with a lot of this. This is actually group invites store group invites store context group invites store pool exactly, and then we go away with this. The thing is that we need to go inside the group invites store, and here we don't want this. So let's just comment out. We may want it later, and we need to do something like group members, and this is going to actually be a memo holohash. No, it's a memo map actually. So for each group, so group network seed, it's going to, that is a string. We are going to have an async computer with computed, which is going to collect all the create, yeah, exactly like this, So similar to this actually, but just for this group. The group that we are asking about. Cool, so if content type, so we are going to say if event.event content network seed does not equal the group network seed, then we are actually not interested in this event. We should continue. So now we have a const members, which is an array of agent public key. Exactly. And then we say members push of the if create group, we should push the author and also the members that were invited. So events dot let's do what? Let's do a set of it's okay. Now let's do a set. New set. So what happens is that normal agent public keys are uint8 arrays, and that doesn't play well with normal JavaScript APIs to equals and comparison and whatnot. So if we convert it to the string representation of it, which is the base64, we can actually have the same behavior as if it was a string, which is what I'm doing here. So this should be event.event.content.members map encode. Cool. And what I need from this is that the deduplication capabilities of it, right? So now these are the members, and we can convert it back here. So map the code. No, the code as base64. Cool. What's up here? I'm at can't really do this. Cool. So now we say something like for const member in of members. Member. Cool. So we add the members, and here we just the group invite, we add the members, and here we just remove the author. So delete the no, we just delete the author, which is event author. Cool. So that should start to work. So group members, and this is like we need a switch. Members is this dot group invite store group members get this network seed for, so get me the group members for this group. And now I actually need a switch. So let's go to all nodes and just copy all of these because we like efficiency and not repeating ourselves too much, just a little bit. So map, and this is members. Cool. And this is already what we need, because what we need is an array of agent public key, and it should be this group has no members, which is actually really rare. I'm not even sure this can happen, but just in case, this group has no members. Cool, and now we need to profile list item agent public key start hash. That's good. And now we import the dark soil profiles provider profile list item. Okay, cool. Let's go back to the group detail and import group members. Okay, so group members is group members. What does this do? This group has no members. Okay, that's bad. We are doing something wrong. Okay, let's try to figure it out. So members, let's move this out of the way, move this out of the way. Okay, so let's make sure. So console log group network seed. Okay, undefined. Ooh, okay, so that's the primary suspect. So in the group sorry, just realized. Group members, because when we actually use this element in the group detail, we should actually pass the network seed. Otherwise, we are asking for a non-existing group. Cool! We have a list of members. Yeah. So we can just wrap that in a card, make it prettier. And this should probably be the class column with some gap. And members, how does that look? Okay, looks much better. And then probably up top, we want style flex 1, 2, with probably a button that's for adding members.
Mm-hmm.
Settings, good. And this routes that go to add members. And this should probably be variant primary. Cool, so we have add members. It's not going anywhere for now. That's fine, because we have an add members. Go to settings. Cool, and now what we do is we just have a the search users element that we have elsewhere. And whenever, no, and a button. So primary, click, and now it's like try catch the notify error message failed to add members, and then it's like console error e, and then await this dot store. We don't have a store here. We should just have a store. Great, now we have a store. This group invite store, client, invite agents to group, this network seed, awesome, and members const members equals this dot shadow root dot query selector search users as search users value. Exactly, invite members to group members. Aha, members map and just the first one. That's fine. Cool. Okay, this should be flex 1, same as here. Okay, and this should probably be taller. Cool. And now, problem is that this is already, if they were already in the group, that let's just try it, see if it works, right? I think this works because then we go to settings, right? So I go here, I do this and this. Okay, yeah, it's adding them a lot, right? But it works. Now let's just implement a way to leave a group here. And I think that's the last thing that we'll do today.
Sounds good.
So at members, school, variant, danger, and this is going to be leave group. Group. A cell dialog. Do we have? Are you sure? No. Cell dialog, and this is a button slot footer. This is basically same, well, really similar at least. A cell button, which is leave group. And this is like on click, you go to this dot. Do we have another SL dialog here? SL dialog, no, just this one, that's fine. So this shadow root, query select or SL dialog show. Awesome. And now we say the client leave group, and these routes go to actually, so we need to this.dispatch event new custom event leave group, because the UI should just go
Back to
to
home.
the home page, right? So leave group. Okay, so now we have leave group, but then inside the home page, this is where the group. Okay, cool. Now in the group detail, this is where this would be coming from. We have leave group. Whenever we leave the group, it's going to these routes go to exactly. Okay, cool. So now if I come here and I leave group and there is a blank, really informative dialogue, thanks. So label leave group, and then it's like a span, which is the normal. Are you sure you want to leave this group? Cool, and now this is like a variant danger, but there is another one, which is the normal one, which is just cancel. and this should be on click, then this dot shadow root query selector SL dialog height. Right. Okay, so leaf group, cancel, awesome, leaf group, good. Okay,
Cool.
that's good. Oh, but then actually leaf group should also, okay. Because what should happen here is the same if I'm part, if I have cloned a group that I'm not part of, I should disable it. So let me just do that. I know, I'm a little bit tight, but I think I can do it. Let me see. So if group of all groups that I can find the groups I'm part of, value has group, and this group already is like that, right? And disable clone cell. Create clone cell. I guess here I need the clone cell itself, not the network seed. Okay, so this should be all groups. Cells, we should return this. Okay, and this should be all groups cells. So we need a cell, and yes, this makes this not work because DNA modifiers network seed, but this is a group cell, which is group DNA modifiers network seed. And now disable clone cell needs clone cell ID, which is group.cell ID, right? Group cell ID, clone cell ID. Role name or DNA hash. Sure. Setting the DNA hash here. Disable. Clone cell not found. Doing something wrong here. For all the groups, if we don't have that, we don't have that. Console log all groups value is 3. Cell ID, clone ID, cell ID. Okay, let's try with the role hash, the role name, sorry. Clone cell not found. What do you mean clone cell not found? Okay, so this may actually be a bug in Holochain. We should look into that a little bit more. Okay, so now instead of that, what I'm going to say is in the group list, I'm going to change this to be groups I'm part of. No? Because that's array.from groups, no groups found, cool. But now if I create another group, should right. multiple clones, no? Group invites. Because if we don't have, okay, sorry. Create group profile. Now this is going to be a members. Yes. If not, it's also the case that members. So members otherwise like this, right? Because then I can create an empty group, cool, and I can come here and I can go ahead and leave the group and then no groups found. Okay, we're done.
Cool.
Sorry, that took a little bit more from the time, but let's go ahead and try to package this. So actually this is not. So let's try to package this and let's try to play around with it on our App Store.
So the demo launcher, and it's still 1.2. And oh, so now you're actually gonna update the notes, right? Instead of
Yes.
packing. So that's the
Yes,
first time we're
exactly.
using that.
Yeah. So fun. So much fun. Okay, so here on the right, I just created I just ran pm package. And now here you can see our App Store, which these are all the apps that we've been publishing in these build sessions. It feels really good to see all of these like mini toys popping up and being like, oh, let's see what this is about. Let's see what this is about. I'm going to go to my publisher dashboard and go to notes, and I'm going to say this is a new release. We have a version 2. So this is 002, and this is implemented friends, invite, friend requests, and group invites, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That's what we got.
And now this should be notes word here. This is the file that was just created just now. And it should be publishing now. Cool. Insert generic waiting music here. Na 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 na. Na, 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 na. It's like an
All
harmonic.
different rhythms.
Yeah. Okay, just published it. Now we need to be careful. So if I install this, there is actually no way for you to tell what version of the app you got. That's an addition that we can make to the App Store, actually, to improve this substantially. Something like you click on the app and it displays like an app detail with the version number on it and whatnot. So you should go ahead and try to install it. And what I could do, huh?
But it's already like I'll just open the old one. Or should it should pop up as a new install?
It should, no, you should uninstall it first. Right, we haven't implemented update. Yes.
Gotcha. So I'll
Yeah.
uninstall.
And I'll launch it. Okay, so let me know when you are able to get in, create profile, and I'm going to wait for you.
Okay, mine is installed. See. Create profile. Okay. Go. Profile. Cool, but there is. Wait, I don't have the contacts. No, so I must have the first version
Yeah,
still.
you must have the first version.
Aye,
Okay,
aye,
so
aye.
let me go ahead actually and unpublish the first one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait, how do I know which one I have?
No, I can't. I
We
can't
don't.
unpublish the first
Uh-huh.
one. I can only unpublish the other one. All the full app. Huh? There is no way to know. That's a huge addition that we can make to the App Store to make this experience much better. The other option is I publish a new app completely.
Uh-huh.
Or we
That sounds
just, okay, let's do that. So create app, notes v2 with the icon. What was the
Wait, so I
icon?
shouldn't hit install again because it's weird. It's not showing. It let me pop it out and then it showed me install again, which means it's probably telling me to install the newer version, right?
Ah, yeah, that's probably right. Yes. So try that.
Doing that. Doing
Okay,
that.
and I'll hold off here. Victor, that's a signal for you actually. Yes, yes. Okay, so this is how it looks. It doesn't say update, it just says install. So even if you have the app installed, when you get the new version, it gets turned into an install button again.
okay.
Cool. Let me know, Eric, how you're going.
All right, I just opened it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have created myself.
Mm-hmm. Now let's add each other as contacts. Let me copy my code, and here you go, putting that code into our internal chat. Oh, okay, actually into this Zoom chat, putting it there right now. Can you see it?
Yep, I can. I'm adding contact.
Yes.
Friend request sent.
Automatically, okay, accepted.
Wow, you got it that fast?
Yes, yes.
That's instant.
Mm-hmm. It should be
You
instant.
said yes right when I sent it. I know, but I'm not used.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
used to Holy Chain doing that. That's
Yes,
pretty
but
rad.
it's when it actually works well, it is instant.
That's incredible.
Cool. So now we have each other as a contact. Now I'm going to attempt and make a dark soil notes group, and I'm going to add you as the user. Create group. Something happened.
I'm trying to add you to a group and it's not letting me do it. Is it? Are you? I mean, like your username is Guillaume, right?
Yeah, Guillaume.
Yeah. No nicknames match this filter.
Careful about lowercase, uppercase. It's uppercase Guillaume.
Oh. Oh, I got you. Okay, thanks. I don't
But
like that case
yeah,
specificity.
yeah, agreed. That's something that we can change for sure. There's something fishy anyway.
Error creating the group profile.
Yes, this is
Oh,
exactly what I got. Looking at it, seems we have a bug. Create group. Well, that's interesting. Create group. It seems it wrote the bundle. Unfortunately, I think there's something going on with the App Store. Because we got the newer version of the frontend, but not the backend. We have the old version of the backend. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to push further than this. I mean, we can if we go ahead and do like 10 more minutes over our time, but as it is right now, we are blocked, unfortunately. There's something fishy with the App Store. Or we could try creating another app because it's probably about updating. Let's try that. What do you think about that?
Let's try
it
it.
if it's quick.
Let's try it.
Do it. And I did a factory reset on mine to see if that will work. But that means I'm not getting anything now.
Projects notes. Oh no, this is just the icon. Okay, so what was the icon? I don't know what was the icon. Let's just see. No, it's okay. Like, no, this is dash chat. This one, not this one, this other one. Yes, cool. A simple group notes app. Create hub, notes b2, new release. This is the notes, version 0.02. Yeah. Friend requests and invites to groups. Cool. Create hub release. I'm confident on that. Let's see. Let me just make sure. Yes, everything sounds but right. Great. Hub release. Okay, so let's see if you get the Notes B2 up, and I'm just going to go ahead and try it on my end, see if everything works. Cool, have installed successfully. LM, exception, create profile, and then I'm going to go
Wait, should I
ahead.
have to restart? Should I restart the app store?
No reason. You should be getting the new app at some point.
It should just auto populate, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I only got the new apps. Oh, now there's some other apps popping in. But I got the notes version 2.
No, sorry guys, that's not it. Same error.
Uh-huh.
Same error. So no. That's not it. There's something else going on. And what could that something be? It worked. Well, that's just interesting. Fortunately, I'm not sure we can do, like, I need to do research on why this is actually quite strange. It doesn't normally happen with the way that we have everything set up in our tool chain.
All right. That's all right.
Right, because create group actually exists in the zone, but then somehow, or am I selecting the wrong thing? Yeah, no, this is right, and then this is right. this looks right. Yeah, I'll research what's up with that and fix it before the next build session.
Cool. All right.
Great.
Well, thanks for today.
Thanks.
We're moving towards it, and I'm really looking forward to some UI stuff in there as well. It's
Yeah.
gonna be really nice.
Absolutely. Today we were able to implement the whole flow of inviting friends. Well, we just used the friends module for that. And then we implemented the group invites. So I add you to the notes group, and then you just get invited to the group notes, and you can start creating and editing and everything else. So yeah, that's fun.
Cool. And then we've
Stoked.
got a new module happening, which is cool.
Yeah, probably. Let's see what happens with that.
All right, great. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks both, and see you in the next one.
See you in the next one. Bye for now.